Like the day and night 다르게 돌아가 중간은 항상 잠깐이잖아 치우치고 날 한쪽에서만 서로 어려워져 sad 못 적겠어 Always bad 다면 all the time 누가 뜨거울 때면 다른 누군 차가워 진짜 미치겠어 어디선가 장난치고 있는 걸까 이젠 제발 멈춰줄 순 없는 걸까 점점 더 다가가려고 하면 넌 어느사이에 사라져 내 사이에 우린 또 그렇게
It's hour 1 of my 17-hour layover. Dinner time.
사실 넌 나에게 조금씩 다가오려고 하면 간만의 차이에 식어난 그 사이에 우린 또 그렇게 엇갈려버린 채 You go up and I go down 맨날 똑같아 해와달처럼 커지면 작아져 올리면
It's almost 5 in the morning. I am 6 hours away from boarding, and I've lasted 11 hours so far here at this airport overnight. I've stayed awake through all of it, just watching TV, did a little yoga. Not bad at all, actually. Home stretch.
점점 더 다가가려고 하면 넌 어느사이에 사라져 내 사이에 우린 또 그렇게 엇갈려버린 채
오늘 저희는 서울 쪽 국제공항까지 안전하게 모시고 갈 예정입니다.
Don't give it up, won't give it up 너도 그렇게 빌어 그렇게 빌어 그 맘으로 좀만 더 다가와봐 나도 한 발 내디딜 테니 그러다 언젠가는 만나게 되지 않을까 점점 더 다가가
Hey guys! So, if you hadn't noticed, I made it to Korea. It was a pretty long journey and finally here, thank goodness. I got here yesterday night actually, so I pretty much just arrived and passed out. So that's why this is a day later. So I didn't film much of the airport process. I was sort of just going all the time. I had my hands full of papers and documents and all sorts of stuff, and it was just a lot. Plus, I just don't like really filming in public for obvious reasons. My flight to Korea was 14 hours long. I slept for the first 7 or so hours. I had a whole row to myself, so I got to lay down, thank God. And then the rest of the time I spent just watching movies and TV. And soon enough, we were touching down in Incheon. So getting to the airport, there was about a 5-step process in order to pass immigration. First, we had to have somebody check our temperature and fill out a quarantine form. Then we went to another line where they checked our phones to make sure we had this app installed for self-quarantine. After that, the next line was for them to call the people we put down as our contact number in Korea just to make sure it's working. So I had to put down the company that I'm with, their phone number. Then the following line is to fill out documents related to consent to quarantine and also just arrival information in order to pass immigration. And the final step was immigration. So giving our passport over and all that fun stuff. So this whole process took, I want to say, an hour or two, because though the lines were short, they took a while to get us our information and check and all that kind of stuff. Then left immigration, went downstairs, picked up my bags, no problem. So once I left the actual gate area of the airport, they had a bunch of people directing you where to go, and so I told them what province I was going to, and they directed me to a taxi stand, and the girl there helped me get a taxi. So it was actually a really easy process and a lot better than I thought it was going to be, coming to a completely different country where I don't speak the language. So there was a lot of English speakers and it was just overall really simple. So then I got a cab. It took about maybe an hour, hour and a half to get here to Seongnam, which is where the International Institute for Education is, where I will be quarantining for the next 2 weeks. It was so great to finally get here and to stare out the window on the drive over. We crossed the giant bridge from Incheon Island, where the airport is, to mainland Korea and see a bunch of apartment buildings and cities and a lot of mountains. We went through quite a few tunnels on the way here, and I was about to pass out at the end of it, so I was really glad that I got here when I did, which was about 7:30 or so at night. At that point I was exhausted and I basically just had to come upstairs to my room. I took a shower for the first time in 48 hours. It was delightful, and pretty much just passed out. I had a little snack before bed, but I wasn't feeling particularly hungry, and I went to bed around 9:30, 10. So in quarantine we have a list of rules that we have to follow. It's basically just don't leave your room. These are the meal times. These are the temperature check times. So we get meals 3 times a day, once at 8:30 for breakfast, once at 12 for lunch, and once at 6 for dinner. And then temperature checks are once at 10 a.m. and once at 8 p.m. So you just take your temperature and log any symptoms you might have into the app. It's nice to have a sort of schedule, even though it's not really, like, I'm not allowed to leave. Just to keep me sane and following certain times every day. So when we pick up our food, we have to crack open the door, wear gloves and a mask, and go right back inside. We aren't allowed to step out at all. It has to be within a certain period of time. So this was my breakfast this morning. Very interesting for breakfast, but looks like some fried chicken with rice, little salad, and some kimchi, of course. It came with some sauces and vinaigrette. I was feeling very queasy this morning, so I didn't eat it, but so this is my lunch. It all smells delicious. We got a big thing of rice, obviously. I think this is a kimchi-jang, which is like a kimchi pancake with what looks like a fish cake. This some sort of meat, looks like beef. We'll see. Kimchi, of course. Looks like assorted nuts. I'm not sure what this one is, but it looks pretty spicy. And then some quail eggs. So here's dinner. We got the same side dishes from lunch, but the main course is different. We got some meat and onions, looks like. No clue what those are. And this looks like a pad thai. Green onion pancake. Could be wrong about that. And then rice, of course, and some seaweed soup. And they also gave us a little pack of seaweed, dried seaweed. So today is also the first COVID test. I think we need to get 3 by the time that we leave. Literally for the past hour or so, they've been calling room numbers over the intercom for people to go get, I think we're taking a bus to a health center to get the test. So now to just take you on a little tour of my room. So this is my room. This is the entrance way, just your normal entrance way. In Korea they have these little areas to take off your shoes so you're not wearing your shoes in the house. Got tons of water. This tiny fridge. Look how small this thing is. Like, literally. It's tiny. I don't know how I'm gonna fit my food waste in there for 2 weeks. We have a supply of towels and a hair dryer, some heavy duty sanitizer spray, hand sanitizer, cups and gloves and trash bags. And then this is where I keep mask, gloves, and thermometer, some extra toilet paper. So this is my bathroom. Again, it's on a different level. So you put on your little shoes so you're not tracking bathroom gross things all over your place. But yeah, it's a really nice bathroom. I did not expect this. So yeah, toilet, sink, giant mirror, high, and storage behind it, and a huge, lovely shower. Oh, by the way, this is your typical Korean towel. It's basically like a hand towel, very small. And this is what people use for their full bodies. And then this is my room. Pretty small. Sorry, this bed is very messy. All my stuff is on there. Yeah, it's like just your basic dorm room type situation with a couple desks, some storage, my bed, which I didn't make, sorry. And that's a mess too, because I just finished lunch and all that stuff is there. There's also a TV, which I brought my own HDMI cord so I can hook my computer up to it. And then check out this view. Pretty cool, am I right? Nice view of the city. And then a garden out here, which I really want to go to, but obviously I can't. And yeah, we're allowed to open the windows, which is nice. But here's my room. So now I have to figure out how to spend my 2 weeks. I have tons of shows and movies to watch, and I'll definitely be learning some Korean. I have some teaching books to read. I also need to plan my first lesson. I'll probably do some exercise, maybe some yoga to help keep me not in bed all day every day. So this will be my home for the next 2 weeks. Wish me luck.
네 앞에만 서면 난 왜 일이 작아지는지